Nancy. We saw Nancy. Okay.
Okay.
We are part of the Chinatown Brigade. We're doing a mapping project to preserve some of the memories that people have with the space, with Chinatown.
Place that that you know is not there anymore, you miss because of maybe high rents, or something from way in the past, or even yesterday, or something that's still there that you're really fond of, that's like a part, like a staple or a character of Chinatown.
Can you put this one right next to Golden Carriage?
This one?
Yeah, next to it, like around there.
We stand and face the storefront, and we view the world like it's a fishbowl. That's the fishbowl outside to us. And for all the people who are looking into our shop, they're looking at our life and what we live and our movements as a fishbowl. So it's a mutual way of looking at each other's worlds. Hello, how are you today? Is that right? Of course, yes. Mm-hmm. Not super significant. This business was founded by my wife's great-grandfather back in 1890, and it was located a half a block away. Back in the day, it sold Japanese goods and Chinese dry goods and canned goods, a meeting place for immigrants to speak of their familiar foods, their familiar living standard in China, their family, the village. Our primary goal in this space has been maintaining this lifestyle, preserving the culture of our family, perpetuating a rhythm and ritual that we all enjoy, and has given us a sense of security in the midst of change around us.
There's so many places recently that have shuttered in Chinatown. Specifically on Mott Street, there's a bookstore called Mingfei Books, like just one block up on Mott between Pell and Bayard. And that spot has always been the place where my grandma goes to buy her newspaper every morning. So when she learned that that was closing down and she wouldn't be able to go there anymore, she was like, oh, like, where am I gonna go? And for her, you know, over the years and living through all these changes in Chinatown, it's like, okay, well, I guess I just need to carry on and figure something out.
Wow, when did that close?
This summer, it closed in July.
And you know what's there now, or it's?
Tourist souvenir shop.
Really? Another one. I've been reading, you know, like Mindy Foley Love, like her work, and she talks about just like disruption within communities. And like most people think, oh, well, the physical disruption, that's one thing, right? People talk about gentrification as just the physical aspect of being dislocated, but then the mental trauma, the psychological trauma, which is super hard to document.
The reality of living with the loss of something as large as a well-functioning neighborhood, that loss is almost impossible to put into words. Their special homes that they've worked so hard to have are going to be bulldozed, that their churches are going to be destroyed, that their networks of kinship and friendship are going to be dispersed. This is all hovering over their heads. To lose the place of those things creates a deep grief in our hearts that we cannot escape, we cannot assuage.
When you grow up with something your whole life, you never really realize how special or unique it is because you take it for granted and you expect that it's always going to be here. I had spoken to my dad, and he had told me that they had decided to put the building on the market and shutter, and that could mean, you know, this place could be replaced by a large luxury tower. It could be a bank. It could be a business that's not for the people that are from here. And we would be contributing to that by letting this go. And so I spoke to my dad and my grandmother and said, you know, what would you think if I just maybe tried it out and just like run the shop?
I definitely sense something different walking into here immediately. The energy and the sense that this place has been here for a very long time and that it was special. And I ended up talking to May just about their relationship with the store, what it was like growing up here. We sat in the kitchen thinking about what it would mean to create a community initiative that was grounded from inside the store to really address issues like gentrification and displacement.
Do you go online? We have a website and social media. Lovely. My daughter brought us into the 21st century, so it's been whiplash the past 3 years.
You know, it's something that's very non-traditional. In that way, we're trying to challenge folks to think outside of the box with how a storefront can contribute to a neighborhood. We're thinking about, you know, how this place, this storefront can be a site of storytelling and cultural production and resistance.
It's very inspiring to hear the new generation coming up and having inspiring ideas about what to do to reach out, to be a part of the community and help.
At the same time, this is also kind of, you know, a regeneration of an idea that has always existed in our community. General stores were very common, and general stores were used as community hubs. This is something that is in line with honoring our legacy.
Sometimes I think with like art and culture, it can help unleash an imagination that gives us permission to imagine in a way that we wouldn't be able to. And I think one thing that was really inspiring, I think, for Chinatown Art Brigade is what you've done in this space here at Winganwo. You decided to not only keep the store open, but also create a space to really foster more of a community-oriented next generation, just a community space for folks to have talks and sessions, and you doing an artist in residency program. I mean, amazing.
I think before WOW, I thought of art and activism as being extremely separate because a lot of the art that I encountered was very detached from the community.
If it doesn't happen in conjunction with direct organizing, I don't think it will save us. But I think it's definitely integral to changing the hearts and minds of people. It's how we communicate. It's how people, become receptive to new ideas.
We're all like interweaving our stories together, and we're presenting it to people who also want to share, who also have personal stories that they would like to share with us, and I think that's really powerful.
Everyone is involved, and you would start to feel like you're at home with everyone around you because they're sharing the same ideas. And through art, you're really expressing yourself and what you feel is valuable to you.
That's how art is going to contribute to community health and us flourishing as, groups of people living together and trying to make it in the world.
Il y a une trentaine de restaurants dans le monde où ça pue la classe d'avoir 20 à 25 lignes de... 2-2个月，我们